What is up? Welcome back to another episode of the We Get to Do This podcast. We had another in-person guest on where we got to sit with them in real life. Abby Drach, everyone.
Abby is the owner of Kuvetta Athletic, which is a women's athletic apparel brand.
Slightly sponsored.
I was their slightly sponsored athlete for Javelina, and it's seriously the most comfortable athletic apparel. And in this episode, we get to hear all about how it came to be, how Abby started this with a vision from a very young age, and now has created this whole business around athletic apparel.
And also got to dive a lot into her own athletic experience too, and how that influenced everything. It was a blast.
So we really hope you enjoy this episode with Abby and us. And
if you do, please leave
give us a
5-star
review.
Bye, everyone. Enjoy the episode.
Welcome back, listeners, to the We Get to Do This podcast. Today we have Abby Drach of Kuvetta Apparel here, and we actually get her in person. So this is really exciting because we don't always get to be in person. But a couple, 2 days ago, you messaged me and said that you're back from Colorado and talked about doing the pod. And here we are on this nice snow globe, blustery Minnesota day.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
You did a run, lift, and pod, which is what all the famous influencers do. Stuff.
Yeah.
Run, lift, pod.
Run, lift, pod.
Abby's been your ever.
Days. Yeah, we haven't actually left this gym in days. Snowed in.
That's
we've been snowed in. Everyone else up there is still driving, but thanks for being here, Abby. Happy to be here. Glad it worked out. Yeah, same. I'm so happy you got to come for the beginning stuff too. Yeah. Run, lift. But for our listeners who do not know Abby or Kuvetta, I'd love to hear, who are you? What do you do? And why do you do it?
I'm Abby. I have an athletic clothing business, Kuvetta Athletic. We make athletic apparel for real active bodies. So I design clothes around muscles and for endurance sport. So I was a Nordic skier for Dartmouth College, and I feel like there wasn't a lot of activewear that actually worked with my athletic body while competing in endurance sport. I even altered my race suit freshman year to make it fit my body better, and I cut it up and I sewed it. And then also I do a lot of florals and fun prints because I don't feel like women should have to sacrifice their fashion or femininity in order to be tough and gritty out on the trails. So yeah.
Love it.
For those of you who've been listening to us, episodes 63 through 66, all the Javelina episodes, so all the ones where we're saying that I was being slightly sponsored by Kuvetta.
You're slightly.
This is Abby. This is Abby with the apparel.
She's real, but you didn't make her up.
She's real.
You're like, we actually have a sponsor.
We should actually do that for the new year. We have sponsor guys. I know I probably haven't heard of them, but we have one. But no, Abby was actually my slightly sponsee.
I don't know.
For Javelina. And yeah. So all summer, fall, and now winter, I'm wearing active clothes. And those are the shorts that I wear for Javelina and the sports bra, which I'm also currently wearing. And definitely people on the pod already heard me rant over and over again about your apparel. But yeah, apparel that actually works on the trail, on the skis, on the road, stuff that actually feels comfortable and makes you feel good in your body too.
Yeah.
And I have your strawberry crop top that I get so many compliments on too.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Well, it's cool to have such cool people like yourself be a slightly sponsored athlete.
Thanks.
And to have something that was an online submission form. And yeah, someone else picked the people. I couldn't have picked the people because everyone was so sweet in their responses. And they were 83 responses or 85. It's just,
wow, that's not very
great. Yeah. Oh, I told Jacob and I thought,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I told you.
Nice. There
I,
three of us then?
Yeah, 3 out of like 85. So you're
Wow.
What's
Good
that?
Yeah.
It's like 2%.
And they were like, yeah. And then, yeah, so that was like, it's cool that like so many people were like interested. And I'd love to do more slightly small. And then it's been really cool that like we got to connect, in the fall, do the Highland Hill workout and get to do this. And yeah, get to like hang out in person, which is really cool.
Yeah, because now you're in Colorado
Yes.
and you've been there 6.
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah, since July, which is, 6 months.
Well, it's funny too because I knew you, but
Yeah.
never talked to you for, a few years. I
Yeah.
was at PRG.
Yeah.
You were skiing for Team Berkey,
Yes.
and we definitely crossed paths multiple times.
We
And
were
so then
such
when Kailee told me about the Kuvetta thing, I was like, oh, I know her.
Yeah, and I've got like pictures of like on your site. He's like, yeah, I know these. Like,
I know these people.
it's like a very small world. And then I first heard about Kuvetta from running,
Mhm.
and Kate and John were like, yeah, these are like the best words for us.
Yeah.
Where,
Kate is so sweet.
yeah, she's our hype woman. She's your hype woman. She's
Yeah.
the best.
I think everyone who comes into her shop, she's like, look at these sports bras.
Literally.
Yeah, which is so cute.
She's about the hype.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have only ever been employed by yourself, correct?
True.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Ever since I like graduated, I started doing my own thing. I did face masks for COVID my first year.
How did that go?
It was good. I was a bestseller on Etsy.
Wow.
What? That's
That was
crazy.
so sick. I feel like I probably saw you on there.
For like, because I did like athletic face masks. I don't know.
So-
It was a niche, I guess. But I obviously like, the pandemic thankfully ended. Well,
Yeah. Less face masks.
Less
are great
face
sold
masks.
these days.
Yeah. And also like cloth face masks don't work. But
But they look good.
yeah.
I had a Carhartt one. It's pretty sick.
Wow.
It's pretty sick.
Subtle flex.
So you out of college did that? Like, I guess I'm curious about like the entrepreneur journey.
Yeah, what was the trajectory from college to that then?
Yeah. I mean, to reference, I also worked at Old Navy for 2 months in college. Just in
Okay.
case you want to know, I was employed.
Okay, so you have been employed.
I've had been employed. In like a nut company. I like put stickers on bags for
Okay.
2 weeks.
But
Anyways.
you knew after those 2 weeks, you're like, nah, I gotta hook myself.
Well, I graduated in like 2020, so like peak COVID. Like, I have a psychology major. No one was really like hiring, like us people who majored in psychology who wanted to be athletic clothing designers. I mean, I didn't really look that long. I looked for like 2 weeks. It was like, oh, I don't know. So I just like started sewing and selling face masks on Etsy just to like, get my own money, move out of my parents' house, and it ended up working. So
How many face masks did you sell?
2000. That was like
And you-
August through April. In March.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how many like articles and clothing you think you've made
Like more than 2000. Or like,
across everything you do?
I want to say, I don't know, at least 6,000 pieces.
Jeez.
Over like 4 years. I don't know.
And you make them all?
Yes. So I started working with home sewers this summer. So now I like will cut some fabric and then send it off to be sewn.
Okay.
But I also still am making a decent amount of things too. But I'm working to go more towards the home sewing route so that I can, do other parts of the business and do more events and yeah. So, but I still love to sew despite having made, let's say like 6,000 pieces. Like I've been sewing, a lot for the holidays, orders, and like all I want to do is like sew some personal projects, which is kind of weird, but I do really love to sew despite having made all those things. So
What's the home sewer thing? Like, is that like a business? Like that, where you just like find these people that,
yeah, I have someone who has these like sewers on like contract. So it's kind of like contract work per se. So they're sewing for other, people or businesses as well, and not just Kuvetta. So they're getting like embroidery work from other sources too. And it keeps things like local and ethical.
Yeah.
And then
So they're all within like the US.
yeah. So like, yeah, so we're in like Utah or like Georgia. So yeah.
And then do they ship the stuff out at the end then to the customer? Does it come back to you first?
Yeah. So I like send it, they sew it, and then they send it back to me. Yeah. And then I, will send it to the customer.
Well,
So yeah.
Okay, so you did the eye masks.
yeah, sorry, back up.
So you did the eye masks,
Face mask.
face masks.
Do you make eye masks?
No.
Hold on, you gotta
Sorry.
get into the story.
Is that eye mask? I'm like, okay, sorry.
No, I have said face mask to people, and it's been so far removed since COVID that people are like, it's like they think like face mask. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's like blacked out.
Yeah. Everyone's blacked out that period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Face masks. And then
in the spring of 2021, I started doing, I knew I always wanted to like transition to athletic apparel. I never thought that I would start like doing I never thought I would start my own business or like start doing my own athletic apparel like so soon or so young, I guess. Now I think that I was 24 when I started, which I'm like, that's actually kind of young to like start your own business. But yeah, but I would say like it's, I just like have friends model sports bras, same products that I'm doing today, like the Sporting sports bra, the still quit shorts, and modeled them at Theodore Worth Park and took some photos, put them on a website, and there you go, off to the races.
dang.
But definitely took me a while to sew those first pieces. But
So you're kind of on 5 years.
yeah, it'll be 5 years this spring.
Hey, we're in like the exact. So we both
You
graduated.
graduated 2020.
2020. We both started our businesses in 2021.
So you've
I
been
was
self-employed pretty much since the beginning too.
I was doing other things,
Okay.
and so I was employed by other people
Okay.
and building it.
That's probably a smart way to do it.
So maybe less fun though. You got to,
You kind of need that. People say you need the experience of working for someone and not like working for someone.
you got it though. You got it for the
I don't
Your
think
2 months.
My 2 months at all
And 2 weeks of
of
nuts.
employment. Yeah. Well, I guess that was enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Funny. So we were like, yeah, we were definitely hustling around the same time. It's fun.
I didn't go to PRG as much as I could have.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't at PRG. Oh, actually, I would have gotten to PRG in the summer of 2020.
That's when I would have started going.
Huh.
Because I think that's when Team Berkeley started working with PRG.
They started working with,
2020.
he literally signed Team Berkey on the day I started.
Oh, really?
Literally that day, that week, he signed them on. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
How long were you on to Berkeley?
I mean, again, since like, I guess like 2021 to, there was like 1 year that I didn't do it, but otherwise I was on it up until, I went down to Boulder. So, but I was like on the marathon team. So I was like there for like comedic relief and, a body on the field, body on the trail, like not, I didn't go to run this. Right now, I don't really know. There's been a few different like transitions within the team.
So like 100.
Oh yeah, like there's like maybe like 15, 20. Yeah, no, it's like, yeah, it's like people are racing like the Super Tour so good and like World Cups and whatnot. So, but yeah, it's been fun to like go. Like, there's been a lot of different people throughout the years. Or like there's like some college kids or like some of the kids who just more recently graduated. It's been fun to like meet those people like through like being on it for like so many years. Yeah, I have a lot of good friends who were on it. So yeah.
And then how did you become like the official like apparel for them, right? I don't know the correct term.
For Team Berkey?
Yeah. Or
I wouldn't say I'm an official apparel. A lot of them wear my apparel.
Okay. I just associate Team Berkey
With Kuvetta, as you should.
Yeah.
I made some sports bras and like a Elena Sonneson is one of my ambassadors, and she's on Team Berkey, and she's been ambassador since spring of 2021. So since I started, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And there's some younger gals on the team who have also worked at Kuvetta cutting fabric and sewing on pom-poms, who wear a lot of Kuvetta and they've modeled.
So you've worked with employees before and you've employed different people before. What's that process been like?
I guess I haven't had like any like full-time employees. There's been a couple of people I've done like contract work with. I had a gal who was in Minneapolis, and she'd come over and we'd cut fabric and chat, and super sweet. She has her own business, So Joyful Studios. And then I have like the contract sewers, but otherwise it's just been little old me.
Mainly you.
What do you see in the future? Do you think that you'll stay like how things are right now, or do you see yourself like
Where's Kuvetta going?
Where's it going?
Yeah,
Good question. What's your 5-year plan? What's your
Can you walk us through?
and are we included in it?
Of course. Always Oak Endurance.
Okay, Darren's Kuvetta Club.
Oak Endurance Kuvetta Club. Not a mouthful. But yeah, I think it'd be really cool to like have like, I guess I didn't start a business to do everything by myself per se. It just kind of like I think if there was something that came along like a partnership, or like a more full-time employee that worked out in that sense would be cool. Otherwise, yeah, I think like my goal is to do, as much as I love sewing, do a little less of sewing of the product and more like, I think it'd be fun to do like more like travel around to different race expos, or just like do more events, or be able to like, again, like slightly sponsor more people and give more product away because I have inventory to distribute in that sense. So yeah, just kind of, yeah, grow in that sense is kind of my next.
I feel like one of the hard things about starting a business at the age we did, at least in my experience so far, is that it's like grow in the first 5 years, get to a point where in order to grow more, you have to like bring on people. And at least, I don't know if it's like my age or maybe it's my gender. I don't know. But like I struggle with one, like just disassociating Jacob from Oak Endurance and like sharing that with another person, if that makes sense.
Like,
and so then I'm like, yeah, maybe I don't need to grow. Like maybe because of like the control factor, I guess, of like,
yeah,
I want to do it my way. I want, all of that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's an aspect at all for you or not so much?
Yeah. I mean, I think like with the sewing, like finding sewers who like understood how to make the product, I think was hard. And I like worked with like a factory here at one point, and it's kind of like, I was like, I can do it myself. So I think there's like a balance between like finding someone who's like, good at what they do, and then someone who like you could train in too. 'Cause people might not always know exactly. So I've had to like train in these sewers the way I've been doing, sewing this product for, 4 years.
Right. And if they're like, I want to sew it this way, then like how do you cross that bridge?
I mean, one of my sewers like sewed like the high neck crop a different way. And I was like, wait, this is like amazing. Like I never would have sewed it that way.
Right.
So like I've enjoyed like those things too, like working with like other people that they think about things like differently.
Right.
But yeah, there is like a balance of like you could grow really big with a lot of people, or you can continue to have a small business for, X amount and do it more so like on your own.
Right.
It's definitely like a different two-prong approach. And I've kind of, at least like with Kuvetta, I feel like I've straddled that a little bit. Yeah. Because I haven't advertised too much. Like a lot of people don't know that I sew everything. And that I think a lot of people think it's more than just me working at Kuvetta.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at your website, so like when I was first like applying and like, looking into like the brand and stuff, like you make it seem just like all like flawless. Like it is part like you can tell that you are like the owner, CEO, founder, but it's like, I would never think like, oh, it's just Abby doing this. If you have so much, everything's just like so nice, you know?
We make things look polished on the website and Instagram, but I call myself the chaos coordinator behind the scenes.
Isn't that real?
Yeah, I'm the chaos coordinator.
Sure. Do you ship international to have anything yet?
I don't. I would like to. I've shipped a few things internationally. It was easier to ship internationally on Etsy, actually. So I thought about putting things back on Etsy for international shipping. But it's like silly how hard it is to ship to Canada, considering like they're just like right there.
Yeah.
And it's like easy to ship to Alaska, even though they're like way up there. Just with international shipping and customs. And I think, again, I could be totally wrong on this, but like each province of Canada has a different customs. I don't know. So yeah, I found it easier to go through like, I might do that more so through Etsy, because, you know, we love our Canadians.
Yeah. They need some apparel too. I feel like European countries and stuff too, like
Yeah.
skiing,
Yes.
like Norway and stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, like, is Elena in Norway right now? I feel like she's
Yeah.
somewhere.
I think they were in Davos, we said.
So it's like having like that connection
Yes.
in there.
Yeah. So it'd probably be good if I got into international shipping. But the times I've done it have been just like, is it gonna make it? I don't know.
But I'm sure it probably takes a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. So I kind of, yeah, it'd be nice to get, you have to do that a little more easy. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And then like brick and mortar wise, you were in Boulder, pop-up shop,
Yes.
summer. How long did that go for?
It was 3 months to
3 months.
September.
So how did that go? And then do you see yourself doing another like similar thing or like having your own like storefront?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was really cool to have a storefront, like have that opportunity for like a small brand. It was a little 150 square foot space, but it was right on like the main shopping street of Boulder. So that was really cool. But then you have like, there's a lot of tourists that come through, so people from like all over, Canadians as well. So, and it was cool to be able to like talk to people about the brand. And I like doing more in-person things to talk about the brand. I need to get better at doing more sharing my story like online. But I find it easier in person to like connect with people. It was cool to people who have been following the brand, like even since the face masks, come into the store and like make their first, you know, apparel purchase. So yeah, a lot of cool experiences like that, and be able to like be like, this is my store and I got to decorate it, make it cute.
It looked adorable. The pictures I saw that was never out there, but I feel like they like made it all so nice. My shows. They look really good.
Thank you. I
Socials.
try do socials. Yeah. So in my studio, I love to like kind of replicate some of the floral design things I did in my new shopping space.
And you had like group runs and stuff too.
Yeah, I did some group runs. Yeah, did some trail runs. Yeah. And yeah, I think it'll be a while before I do another like storefronts like that. But I think it'd be fun to do more like pop-up events of the sort. I mean, because like retail is, I mean, yeah, it was like really cool experience, but retail is also like hard in terms of like, you know, getting people on the door and like gaining interest. And I'm a smaller brand, you know, so people might come in because they're intrigued, or maybe not come in because they don't know what it is, you know?
So sure, just like keeping so many things like in stock
Yes.
too.
Yeah, I definitely didn't go in with enough inventory. So there were a lot of times where like people are like, can I have this and this? And I was like, sorry.
If you order it,
If you want,
is it now?
sorry, no. Which that was a hard part about being there and not having all the product, and I wasn't sewing because I didn't have all my industrial machines, and I was sewing in the shop a little bit, and even brought an industrial machine in there for a little bit too. But
Yes. That's how you draw the people in.
So you draw the
so
people
by the
in.
window.
so by the
They
window,
watch you.
yeah,
And you have a tip jar out there.
and you drop a little tip.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's really cool you had that though.
Yeah, it was a cool experience to be able to do that. Yeah.
It's just like a taste to be like, yeah, this is what I want. Like, even just to see like for the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Different.
Yeah. And it'd be cool to like have something like that as part of the business going forward, or like there's a storefront in the front and then there's a studio in the back or something like that. I think it's kind of cool. For the gym. You'll have the treadmills and the industrial sewing machines.
I mean,
Thinking treadmills.
you're thinking treadmills.
Uh,
No, stinking treadmills.
Stinking treadmills.
Stinking treadmills.
Like some treadmills, nice followers.
yeah, and then you're at the TCM Expo too. So
Yes.
that's listeners. So there.
I feel like
too.
you're everywhere. I feel like I'm seeing your stuff.
That's what Kailee was
That's
saying.
right.
She's like, you're everywhere now. It was like, just everywhere. You, I don't know.
all the good places
All
that
the
I
places.
inhabit. So
How
Yeah.
have you grown?
How have I grown?
Yeah. Is it like what's been like your biggest success marketing wise?
I feel like I feel like it hasn't been like one thing. There's a lot of things that I thought were going to be like a big thing. Like I was like the Editor's Choice Award in Outside Magazine in 2022, which was like a year after I started. It was like contacted a few months after I started about the article, and it was like a year-long process. It's probably the only like person who, named the product at Outside Magazine in their bedroom on a home sewing machine to be sent in. But
it's really cool.
Yeah.
so, and I was like, this magazine goes out to tens of thousands of people, and the award itself was like amazing. And like, I was like, I think I would have more likely gone to design school if I didn't get this award. I did go back to I took some apparel classes at MCTC, which was like a really great program. But yeah, so I was like tens of thousands of people see this Outside Choice, Editor's Choice Award, but like actual sales, like it didn't it's not like it changed the game overnight. I think like you often see like all the big success stories, like one thing in it tabloids, or like even storefront in Boulder was like, I definitely like helped the business and like had some of my like biggest sales months like being on the street, but it's a lot of like slow growth, and being in the Nordic Sea community helps too. Like with I don't know, there's a lot of like trust, and the community is small, so word can spread. I don't know.
Yeah. So did you ever have a moment then? You didn't have a moment then, or you like thought like, cool, I've like not made it necessarily, but like
Not
I've
yet.
gotten to a point where I'm like sustaining and feeling good about it, or like that. Like no specific turning point of like for the business or anything like that.
I don't think so. I think like as when you're in the business, you are always thinking about the next thing and what you have to do next. You're like, but then it's like one of those things. If I looked back at like little Abby, who like always wanted to be a clothing designer, to be like I have this like big space to like sew in, and like I have people wearing my clothes that I don't know, and I see them out on the sidewalk and they're wearing my pieces, or like, that sort of thing. Or
Yeah.
even like I come to your strength class and people are like, oh, I like love your things, or your mom's like, I love your jacket. I was like, oh, thanks, or like, and people are always like excited to talk about it. I think I often into at the store, like people were like, oh, what you're doing is like amazing, and you're like young and you're doing this, and like, game changing. So it's cool to get like people say those things, but I don't let them penetrate, or like sink in, because it's almost like so overwhelming. Like all the nice things people said when they like wrote their slightly sponsored applications, it's like, oh, like this is making me emotional.
Yeah, to get Halloween, I texted you too because somebody else was wearing a crop top ahead of me. I was like, hey, it's Kuvetta. I'm right in front of me.
Yeah. So it's like those things that are like really like cool and heartwarming. I think it's easy to like not like let all that soak in of like, oh, I have done this, but also like, because you're always looking towards like, oh, what's my next goal or my next thing.
Yeah. You always went like that since you're really good.
Like clothes?
No, just like always looking for the next thing. Like it sounds like you're saying like the little wins, feedback, positive feedback.
Yeah.
Like that, you're kind of like, cool. And then you just move forward. You don't really fast in it, I guess.
I think it's probably like maybe like overachieving syndrome of like, I mean, like I did like cross country and Nordic skiing through high school and then Nordic skiing in college. And you kind of like, yeah, you have like a good race or a bad race, but it's kind of like on to the next, I guess. Or like, at least for me, it was like fairly, fairly competitive in college. So it's like, you're like, gotta win, gotta do well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe some of that.
Like looking back on Abby of almost 5 years ago now when you started Kuvetta, did you anticipate where you would be today at that time?
I don't think I thought far enough ahead. Okay. I think it was kind of like, I'll see where it goes. And I've kind of taken like that mindset. And I would like set some more like concrete goals. And I think like I wouldn't feel like naive. And I think some things I thought were going to be easier and some things I thought were going to be harder. And, like that weren't actually as hard, but some things I was like, oh, it would be easier to do all this stuff. But yeah, sometimes you get caught up in what you have to do next,
It's like there's power in that going in. I'd heard that going in kind of naive. It was too like, I'll figure it out. See what happens.
What's been your support? Like, what has that looked like since you started? Like, with your parents and stuff? Like, when you're like, okay, I just graduated, I'm going to start this company. What did that look like from everyone around you?
Or friends. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, my parents are very supportive. And my, roommates that I, like, lived with, since I started during COVID, like, everyone was working from home. So I think it would have been a lot harder to start if I was, like, at home by myself. But I was, like, at home with my friends. So I gotta, like, have that. And my parents, like, kind of have their own. My dad's a financial advisor, so he has his own, like, practice in business. So I think they were like, running a business is, like, it's not as charmed as you might think, So I think people look at having a business and they're like, that seems pretty nice.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh, your own out.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes. And it's kind of one of those things, like, you can set your own hours and pay, which is a blessing. It's a blessing and a curse, But it's something I think I've always wanted to start my own business. I don't know exactly why.
Everyone knew that you like wanted.
I think this felt like new, but they were like, didn't think she'd act. It's kind of like one of those things that like I always like had the idea and maybe didn't always like, like in high school, I was like telling people I was going to like start my own business. But like in college, I knew that I was going to or wanted to, but I didn't think I would start. So I thought I'd work somewhere first.
Yeah. Interesting. Do you have other entrepreneurs besides your parents in your family too? Or were you around other entrepreneurs?
No, that's not a lot of how I built this.
I loved that podcast. I listened to that so much.
Yeah.
I don't listen to it anymore. You ever read his book?
I have the book. I haven't really
You don't have time.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of audiobooks. While I like sew and stuff. But yeah. So, but I feel like now sometimes listening to the podcast, you hear other people's stories, you're like, I'm not there yet. Or you're like, it's a comparison game of like, but I need to go back and I need to listen to it in more of like, everyone has their own journey, which I think that's the beauty of the podcast. Like some people like have been at it for like 15, 20 years and then they make it, per se.
Yeah, that reminds me of what's the question that you asked at the beginning of class today? Well, you should ask that to Abby.
Sure. Well, actually, so what would you tell yourself 5 years ago when you were starting the business? What advice would you give yourself?
It's a good question. Maybe like patience. Yeah. If people would say I'm not the most patient person. My parents were like, we should have majored in making patience just as a reminder. But yeah, I think like things take time and it takes time to grow. But yeah, I kind of, have been like decently good at like putting my head down and working. I don't know.
So then what advice do you think you'd give yourself right now for the next 5 years?
Some really big questions.
It could be the same thing.
It could be the same thing. Nobody's gonna know.
No, that was the much trying to ask that because I heard on a podcast yesterday the question, like that question, right? It could be 5 years, a year ago, whatever. And they were like, the odds are very good that whatever you say is the same thing you're going to hear. Like, for
Yeah,
lives.
I liked that. So it has to have
Shit. That's so true.
Yeah. Next, what I need to hear? What do you need to hear?
Well, because I thought about like, so if I went back 5 years, I would say you need to like relax and chill and enjoy.
Patience.
Yeah. Or like if I was like talking to my high school self,
Yeah.
all the time, I'm like, fuck, I really should have like just relaxed more in high school. And like, obviously like not doing that is what at the moment is what got me like to the next.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But in high school, it's like, or college, right? Like thinking back, like, I wish I would have like just cared a little less, honestly. Like
Yeah,
about
even
the
now.
grades, about, and then I heard that podcast and I was like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the same thing I need to hear right now. Like it hasn't really changed, you know?
But I think it's hard too, like, you know, with the, like, how I built this, like, pods, and like, you do hear all these, like, success stories, and it's like, you're just kind of like waiting for that thing for you to, like, get picked up by, like, somebody else, or for, like, the end of the story, it's like something to happen.
Yeah.
And you see all these other people, and it's like, that's not the norm.
Yeah.
The norm is to not even have a business, one. The norm is not even to have a business open for more than a year. Like, the majority of businesses, like over 90%, don't even make it 2 years, 5.
Yeah.
So we're already not in the norm. And then we're like waiting for like this huge thing. And then, you know, when I think about that, I'm like, but Kailee, do you actually even want that? Like, what would your life look like if that did happen? And is that even what you want?
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot to that. And you can have a successful business that isn't on how I built this, you know, or like that isn't your life.
There's like such a select few that are going on, like,
Yeah.
shows and so.
Well, what does successfully need? That's the other thing. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, if you had to write down and define that, like, the odds are maybe decent that you already have what you're writing down, you know?
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. No, definitely feel that. And I also wish I didn't care as much in middle school. Your grades in middle school don't matter for any middle schoolers out there.
Yeah, middle schoolers listening.
Middle schoolers don't care about your grades.
Don't care about, but at the time it like felt like
You felt like life or
that felt
death.
so important.
It felt so important for college. And yeah. And also like, I mean, since I work for myself, my college grades don't matter. Like, Mom and Dad, I'm so glad I tried in college, you know, like, but yeah, I think like, or like, I often wish I took harder classes in college rather than caring about my GPA as much.
Yeah.
So,
I wish I would have taken more specific classes, but I wouldn't have known that. Like I wish I could go back and take more like classes, like electives,
yeah.
more electives that I actually
We're interested.
care about versus taking the classes for a degree that I was like, why am I doing this? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
But now we get to do this.
Yeah.
Now
Now
we
we get
Who taught you how to sew?
My mom says that I was in high school that I learned, but my grandma was a sewer. So my grandma had like a sewing room in her house, and she made my mom and her sisters clothes growing up. So I was like, I think we always had like a sewing machine at home. And then took some classes in high school, and I worked in a costume shop in college. And then just started sewing activewear when I graduated college because it was COVID.
Yeah, it's a great COVID job.
Yeah, but I made headbands and stuff for my college teammates throughout, and I made headbands for my high school ski team, and so
you've been doing it for a long time.
doing it for a while. Making headbands first.
Yeah. That's cool. What do you think the hardest part about your journey has been so far?
Well, bone house did.
Yeah.
The hardest part,
Yeah, it's what's been like the biggest challenge.
That was the best one too.
biggest challenge and fest. I think like challenge. I think like managing it all. It's kind of like it's like more opportunities, the more work, but then you're lucky to have the work. And I think like in some like I'm happy of how much I've been able to like grow this business on my own. But then it's been harder to grow than I would have thought as well. But yeah. So yeah, and I guess like managing all the different like aspects of the business. And I feel like the hardest thing is you're also receiving like, like I receive like mostly positive feedback and my customers are super nice, but it's those like negative reviews that stick with you, even though they're like very few and far between, or like is something that you couldn't control, like pocket placement, that
Yeah, we
really,
talked about this at Highland that one day.
Knives, they're banners.
yeah.
And
And
especially because a single owner, like small business, when you're like seeing all
yes.
those reviews.
Yeah. So like, and it's like, it was kind of like, it was nothing that I did or didn't do or whatever, but it was like, they just didn't like the product, how it was. But there's so many people that are like, this is my like favorite sports bra I've ever owned, and I'm back for more, and like the sweetest things. But like, maybe it's the overachieving, always feel like you're underachieving mentality where you're like, it's the bad ones that stick.
Always.
It's the sweetest orange patch. There's still going to be someone that doesn't like oranges.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really favorite line.
That's favorite Kailee lines.
Oh, that's your line.
Well, I heard it from the patient actually. And yes, you can be the juiciest and ripest peach on the tree, and some people just aren't gonna like peaches.
Yeah, that's true.
So
It's a good
and there's
thing.
not much to do about that,
Yeah.
But you like try to convince people that don't like peaches to like peaches.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to just make more peaches for people that do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, those things can be hard. But I've been so lucky that I've had like such like sweet and understanding customers, because like I do like mess up, and they're like, oh my gosh, like no problem, like thank you. And I'm like, no, thank you. So yeah,
What's been the best part?
the best part. I feel like, yeah, like those things and the customers and like community, like, yeah, get to like, or hear how happy like the apparel makes people feel. Like there's like one reviewer, someone was like, I never felt like, I could run, but like with these shorts, it makes me feel like my body can run, and like, cause that's like what I want cause I've often felt like my body wasn't, built for endurance sport, even though I was, because like a lot of endurance, like running shorts are made for like a traditional runner's body, and that's not the body I had. I've strong quads and, shoulders and whatnot. But yeah, so like making people feel like that they're, at home in their bodies, and their body is, meant to do the activity. And then, yeah, also like meeting people and getting to do cool experiences, like being on a podcast. That's pretty cool.
Especially ours. I mean, with our millions of viewers every
No, I feel like I like told people I was going on a podcast today, and people were like, wow. My parents were like, wow.
You're doing the thing.
Yeah, I mean, we get to do this.
We did pay her to say this. So
She has to say it 3 more times.
yeah.
3 more times, and then I'm gonna go. Then I'm gonna go home.
She gets some quota. And she is branded blog. We better use that too.
Cheers.
I feel like you already answered this, but can you just like one more time, like when you're at the beginning or like right now as we're making your apparel, like who was like your ideal client, like and like buyer, customer in your mind?
Yeah. I know like I should have probably have something more specific, but I kind of like how it's more like it's kind of just like like an active woman who, depending on whatever level or type of activity she does, but kind of like geared more towards like trail running, or like perhaps like a woman who, like, as you do with your business, like you lift, but you also run and you bike and you ski and you do all of those activities. And also like to have fun with both your activities and express your like personality in your apparel too.
Yeah, cute too.
And like cute too. And Kailee is an example. Because she lifts and she
Really, I'm the
runs.
ideal client.
Yeah. But yeah, and it's been cool. Like people like yourself, like you're doing an ultra marathon, 100 miles in like the shorts and sports bras that I made. Like that's kind of crazy that like that my product is standing up to those distances. So
My shoes didn't, but my upper clothes did.
I feel like a lot of times our ideal client is ourselves,
is what?
ourselves.
Yeah.
Having this conversation, I've never thought about that, but having this conversation is, I've never said it like that, but having this conversation,
I think
you
you
just
have.
described yourself, like everything that we've talked about so far.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely want to create products for other people, but I design the apparel around like my body. Like I'm drawing lines and like cutting things to my body.
Right. Well, it was something you didn't have.
Yeah.
Fulfilling that gap that
Fulfilling.
wasn't there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, in a non hopefully self-centered way, you're like, you're creating something like based on your own experience and what you thought lacked.
I don't know.
I think that's super
No, I
important.
had adventure time in college.
Oh, that's
When I
good.
was first, but I hadn't accepted the fact that I was like into entrepreneurship. Like I didn't know what that meant really yet. And I had a one-on-one with him, and I was like asking him questions about entrepreneurship because he had started a business, and he was basically just saying how, in order to be a successful entrepreneur, the one question that you have to be able to like answer it is to figure out what makes you the most mad in this entire world. And you're
Oh,
like that is entrepreneurship.
what pisses you off
What-
most?
Like what do you want?
Yeah.
Most in the world. And he said every entrepreneur you talk to, their business is solving that,
Yeah.
or most of the time. So I don't think that's because there's other people like you, like me, like Kailee, like there's other people like us that.
Like I try to be the acupuncturist that I want to go see.
Yeah.
Like
So
I
it's
want to,
not, don't worry, it's not so.
Oh,
no. because other
Coming
people
from-
want,
A couple podcasters, how we get to do this.
yeah, because other people want that too. And I think it's remembering like you're not the only, like, yes, you are a very unique individual and you're the only one of you, but there's also so many people in the world who also want apparel like you're putting out and want things that like we're doing. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, clearly because so many people are buying your stuff and loving it. So I don't think, it's definitely not selfish.
Well, lucky that all other people also like it. And lucky that you guys are fulfilling needs of your own and starting your own practices and businesses.
Yeah, I think it's important to fulfill those gaps. Remembering, like, so I think when you're starting a business, I know a lot of people have the thought, and even like a podcast, it's like there's already thousands of people out there that are already doing this. Like, what, like, do we really need to be like another voice? Well, it's like, yeah, because we're not the exact same as any other podcasters are out.
Yeah.
Podcasters that are out there, you're not creating the same brand that anybody else is. I'm not the same acupuncturist that anybody else is. It's
Yeah.
like bringing your unique perspective and like techniques to what you're doing. Like, that's
Yeah.
what people are drawn to.
Definitely.
A lot of guests on mainstream podcasts are like CEOs that are making gazillion dollars or like big ass influencers and things like that. And I was always interested in like, how can we find how I built this stories from specifically the people who are like in it right now?
Have you seen their new
That are trying
series?
to, did they already build it?
What?
Did they already build what I just described?
Yeah, they now have like they have episodes with like the main or with like former like big guests, like the CEO of
Right.
Chipotle, and then he's talking to like 4 different smaller founders. So you could like record a little thing and you could get on that.
That could be kind of
Because you ask for advice. You're like, this is where I'm out of my business. Like, how should I,
I'm gonna
proceed?
do that. I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna look that
You,
up.
you
and be
get to
like,
do that.
You
I
get to
get
do
to do
that.
Get on Guy
Cross.
is show in 2026.
But yeah, 'cause like we were just talking about this the other day. Like I feel like with these pods, it's coming from these people who have like hit this huge successful benchmark, whatever that looks like. And then I see people that are like, yeah, I don't do socials anymore. Like you don't actually have to do that. It's like, but you just did it for the last 10 plus years to get to where you are.
Yes.
What do you mean you don't need to do socials? And it's kind of like, who are you to tell me that? And like, you're literally here because of this thing that you did.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good podcast. You shared where she was like, I don't do any socials. I don't know on.
Yeah.
I did it for the first
She did though.
only for the first 10 years. But now I stopped because I don't need to do it.
It's like, I'm happy for
I don't
you
like what I need to do.
not have to do that anymore. But like, we're not all there yet.
No.
We are currently in the grit and grind of like, we have to like,
Yeah.
these tools to build. And we do need to like travel and do pop-ups and be on podcasts and like do all these things.
Yeah.
So it's
Definitely.
like, I like hearing those stories like people like you said are like in it.
In it.
You know?
Yeah. In it and doing it and like don't have that. You aren't just far removed per se. So
Yeah. We don't have a like dozens of employees who are doing all like the nitty gritty things. Like we're the ones who are doing the socials and the accounting and like the emails.
Yeah.
Like on the day like the day-to-day tasks.
Customer service.
Customer service.
I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding with my faultlessness.
Yeah. That kind of stuff.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah, definitely. And it's fun to talk to you guys about like your businesses and common, you know, obstacles that we face or common joys, you know.
Yeah, because I feel like it's so similar. Like even though we have 3 different brands, I mean, obviously we're the same, you know, athletic.
Oak and Dirt's
thing,
Kuvetta
but
Collective.
yes, yes. But yeah, we're all going through like the same stuff.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, we get to be in the journey together.
We're all in it.
We're all in it.
Do we have time to talk about your athletic?
My athletic journey.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here all day.
What did you say? Your time?
I've time blindness. So
Time blindness. That's what you said.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious what that's been like. So you were a cross country runner and a skier in high school.
Yes.
And you went and skied. I guess most specifically, I'm curious about what it's been like not skiing and racing at a high level.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'm most curious, but you didn't say whatever you want.
I'll say whatever. So I mean the transition from like being like again like you compete in high school to compete in college, and then at one point I thought I was competing in college to like ski after college. I did end up skiing after college, like on a professional circuit. I was on Team Berkey for, you know, like 4 years. But yeah, so I think like the transition between like college athletics and not competing anymore is like a transition that I don't think is like talked about enough. Maybe I think people are talking about it more, but it's like a very hard transition because it's like a big change in your life. And I'm lucky I have Team Berkey to like ease through that transition because you can go from like graduating college, which is a big transition, but you don't have a team. You don't have people to work out with. And luckily I had that like through Team Berkey, but it's still like, you know, who am I if I'm not competing, you know, and like racing and training 3 hours a day, you know, or like feel like you can't like we ran like do run 3 miles this morning. Like I still have trouble going out for a 3-mile run, even though it's like good for me. I'm like, has to be at least an hour or why get out the door, you know?
Right.
But just like silly, but that's like from, you know, training for multiple years. So some of those like mentality shifts per se.
How have we shifted that mentality then?
I don't know if I've done like the best job of it. I think I either do like nothing or at least an hour. I would love to go out for a 30-minute run. But yeah, I think like, I mean, I was like kind of on Team Berkey or like I said in the comedic relief sense. But like, it's kind of like, I was like, oh, I'm not like training as much as they are. So I always felt like I was doing less. And like being in Boulder doesn't help because you're always doing less than someone. But I guess this year I'm trying to get back to my like athletic self. That's like my goal. Because yeah, I feel like I've done, I have an athletic wear brand, but I haven't been as, active as I would like to be. So yeah, I'm kind of prioritizing that rather than being like, oh, you don't have time, like, I think there's times we literally don't have time, but I think we have more time than we think we do. Or like, yeah. So I don't know if that answered anything, but
Can we talk about the fact how you don't like start your watch?
Yeah.
oh,
It's also on Strava.
Not on Strava.
I am technically on Strava. Some people I worked with for marketing, they got me on Strava.
But it's only for Kuvetta.
Kuvetta, honestly, Strava has been kind of dead. I haven't posted anything on there in a while.
But do you personally have?
I personally have a Strava, and I've started doing it more. And I only start my watch for Strava to upload my photos.
Okay.
And to have like a caption
Okay, so you are starting your watch now.
for that. But like yesterday, I forgot to start my watch. And I was kind of sad because I couldn't upload my photos. Like today, for what we did, I didn't start my watch. Or I don't start my watch a lot, honestly.
Because you rolled up to the hills, we couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it.
She was like, I'm gonna roll up, and I don't even think you were wearing a watch.
I think you were wearing. I think
I
was
wear it.
wearing it. It just
Yeah.
wasn't going.
And we were all like, we couldn't comprehend.
The heck? Jody, you know
Now,
you
for me,
really don't.
it was all like, specifically, I think we were all runners that were there as our predominant sport, that were all very Strava. Okay, it's just me, but that, we were all like, what? You didn't start your watch? We should do that.
Yeah, and we started thinking about it, and I feel like most people can't
Not
not
start.
start their watch.
I often usually forget to start, or again, post college, I was I was very into my numbers and stuff in college and heart rate, time and training hours, and whatever. So then it was nice to never start my watch for a few years, and now I've just starting it again for my Strava photos. And it's fun to look back on and be like, oh, I actually did work out, rather than thinking that I haven't. I don't know. Or I actually did that thing. Or in Boulder, I set my elevation games.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was one of the things you did to get through that separation.
Yeah. Yeah. I just didn't start my watch. I was like, we're just out here. It's smart. And you're not seeing.
So many people are so focused on their zone and their heart rate,
Yeah.
and it's very because I didn't run much the last couple months post javelina, and my heart rate has just been so high for my runs, and it's why am I getting lucky? It literally doesn't even matter. Just go run.
Yeah. Based on feel. That's what we were talking about while we were running, is that people get into their
Metrics.
zones.
Way too much.
And I think you're not you don't, when you're so focused in your zone, you're not focused on competing as much. You're like, oh, I shouldn't be going that fast because the pace is too fast for me. My heart rate is too, or if you were looking at your watch all of javelina, maybe psych yourself out. And maybe you were looking at your watch and did not overdo. I don't know.
My watch died at mile 72-ish, and the next 10 miles is probably my fastest 10 miles of the entire race.
Because you didn't.
I wouldn't. Well, I only know because I ran that entire stretch, and then I had Jacob
with his
and
watch.
he was like, "What do you what's going on right now?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I had I was just gonna run.
It's just crazy.
And
You're on some
the
Taylor and
last-
it just went nuts.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, the last 30 miles, I had no idea what the pace was. I just knew I needed to finish.
I do
Yeah.
feel like it's a lot of, you see all the time on Strava, oh, I went too fast today. It's never I went too easy today. It's always people are scared to go into that.
Yeah.
I guess harder or faster. So
Yeah.
or that's the negative thing.
They went too
Then,
far.
I screwed up this workout because I went too hard. You actually worked out. That's okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Being afraid to not be on pace or target, or yeah. That's why it's nice to, I guess, let the watch go and just be
I
out
mean,
there.
I didn't look at my watch once today, which
I did start it for the rush.
until we got back.
Makes you fit.
I started and stopped it, but that was
You're
it.
just out for a jog.
Yeah. Well, I think that, it's something that we need to remember more of. I was telling Abby that I was at PRG watching the skiers do zone 1 and zone 2. They're easy in the zones. I really want runners to take something from specifically Nordic skiers. They're so good. And when they're not doing a workout, they're chilling.
They're so
they
good at
never
going
push it.
so slow. Never seen anyone go so slow.
But then they can trip into these speeds that are insane. Like at the same time, like they're so good at respecting the exact thing they're trying to,
Yeah.
work on in that moment.
That's why I think like group runs and community stuff is important too. Since that's one, like today, I had no idea what pace we were going.
Yeah.
And
when people are like, I can't run 10+ minute mile pace, it's like, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. It's like, yeah, I think
How
all
it
of your professionals even do that.
Yeah. I hear that all the time. I was like, no, I like messes my body up. It's like, no, that's true. I mean, it can.
Yeah.
We were kind of talking about that. It can. It definitely can. But
it's like, okay, were you able to get some words out? Did you like, and I think people too, it's hard because it's like running can just be uncomfortable in general,
Yeah.
especially if you're not like running consistently. And it's like, it's okay to be uncomfortable sometimes. And find out like what is your uncomfortable? Because your uncomfortable is way different than somebody else's too.
I think a lot of people think running is uncomfortable because I think it needs to be hard all the time. Or like endurance activity, they're like, oh, it happens. It's hard because they go really fast. And I'm like, you can go slow.
Yeah. We're thinking that should be easy all the time.
Yes.
It's like,
Or it should be easy.
not gonna be easy. It's funny.
Like it's going uphill is just like hard.
Yeah.
Like
My heart rate jacks up when I'm going up the hill too. It's hard.
and now that I'm in Boulder, like biking uphill is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you get to go downhill.
Yeah. No, I like their approach to this.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably use to start. I walked alone. Yeah. So we're at
It's great.
for the Strava pics.
I mean, to be honest, like my like personal Instagram and that Strava are just like journals, like scrapbooks.
Yeah.
Like it's so fun to like see like the last year, like where you're at. It's just fun.
Yeah.
To see those things.
Good time to do a scrapbook year-end recap today.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Got the law, but the gallery.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like I want to ask you guys more questions, but
yes,
we should do that.
I'm blind.
Sure, I
talk about this.
Do you think you're time blind?
No, God, no.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Well,
I don't know. It's good.
I guess I don't know. How would you define that? I guess.
I think what I like, you just don't realize like the passage of time is concretely, and you're always late. Not me.
I'm always a few
No,
minutes late, but
I feel like I look at it too much actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I need to be more like
I wish I could have more time
more
blindness.
time flying, flowing.
Yeah.
You're like on island time.
I'm not island time.
You should live in Hawaii.
I was just talking to people about I want to go to Hawaii.
Now we're great, so we perfect.
Yeah.
Be a very good Hawaiian brand, actually.
I guess I
Now
got
that I'm thinking about this.
I'm a tropical prince.
That's right.
Next, Papa Waikiki.
Waikiki.
In Oahu.
We'll come with you.
Yeah. Abby, what is your we get to do this moment?
Well, I really liked your guys' podcast about like we get to do this. So you're kind of like, I think like when you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, which is like not true.
I talk about that. That's actually good.
But I think like you were like, oh, I'm working a lot. Like why? And you're choosing your hours, but then you're like, wait, I like get to do what I love, even though it is, hard work a lot of the time. So I not sort of. You should listen. You guys should go back and listen to that podcast. It was pretty recent-ish. It's kind of back to the Halloween ones. Yeah, go back and listen to these episodes.
All 70 plus.
All 70 plus.
70+ episodes.
I mean, you got lots of good content.
We're going to do 100 soon.
That's exciting.
We're actually
this year?
branding too.
You're rebranding.
Yeah.
To what?
I was
Well,
finding someone.
We're keeping our we get to do this, but like graphics and like a web page.
Exciting.
Yes, it's becoming more official.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I love graphic design. So. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyways, your we get to do this
I know
So our brand.
No, I feel like, yeah, you guys need to do an episode more about where your guys' businesses are going to. I can come on and interview you guys.
We have our New Year's. So every year we do like a New Year's like reflections and then looking ahead to the New Year too. So that will be coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like similar to what you were saying on the podcast, or it's kind of like, and as we were talking about before, you're like, I think if I thought back to what I'm doing now, it'd be like, whoa, that's like pretty sick. You know, like I get to have my own business that I'm, creating again, like for people like me, like us, and others that I'm not aware of. Yeah, I'm gonna like live out that dream. Yeah. So I think that's pretty cool.
Very cool what you're doing.
But yeah, and again, that doesn't always like sink in. So reminding like I get to work hard and have this business, even though it may not always be sunshine and rainbows, But also there's a lot of sunshine and rainbows when we actually think we get to do this.
That was 8. You got it 8 times.
Okay, you counted?
That's impressive.
I didn't.
Okay.
It was actually.
There's probably something on there.
Yeah, you could just clip all the things together of me saying, we get to do this. We get to do this. They're like,
get to do
we get to do this. Oh, we get to do this. They're like, she's never coming on this podcast ever again.
No, I think it's going to be fun actually because there's a lot of, we've had a good amount of entrepreneurs out now. And I would love to have a lot again and just like listen to their episode and then like bring up points that they said and see what they, like 1, 2, 3 years later or whatever. Like,
if 5 years, have you actually accomplished your 5-year goal?
have you accomplished what you
Have you actually accomplished?
Have you slowed down? Have you been more present?
Have you been more
Do you have patience now?
Do you have patience now? Yeah.
I'm not good at spelling patience. I have to spell it patience.
I asked how to spell it this morning. You want to go down?
It's patience. Patience. I before E, so I'd have to see. There's this.
Except for after master, right? Something.
I don't know. Just think of patience.
See, that's just said that's what it is.
Thank you for being on. Really appreciate you. And it was so fun being able to do this. Like, too. This might be our new pod spot. I don't know.
It's good.
I really liking this.
Next time we're in Boulder too, we'll hit you up. We can.
True. You guys were out of lift.
And
we should do a trail run, bike, lift.
Yes, we could throw mics on it and have someone hold the camera and record.
Yeah.
We could do like it.
We could see you guys on some skis too.
Right?
We'll do the little like, the little like, that was fun. Oh, I'm tired now. Oh, up we go.
So fun. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll be coming soon.
You guys were in Colorado this summer, right?
I was.
You were.
Yeah. But she had like just become sponsored by you, so I decided not to come visit.
Yeah,
I don't know why exactly.
You were in Boulder?
Yeah.
And you didn't?
I walked right by you.
Because we talked
I
about
think it was literally
run.
like the day, like it was right around the same time she was like getting involved. And I don't even, you might not even have known yet. Or, I don't know. I just decided I was
But
like,
there's
I'm not
going to
going
be
to
a
be
group
creepy.
run that week too, but you weren't going to be there at that time.
Or something.
Should go
like
to
that.
it, but it like wasn't.
Yeah, I don't
Actually
know.
not. That's so fun. Next time, we'll for sure hit you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this is anybody's first time listening, thank you for being here, and thanks for being here, Abby.
Thanks for having me. It's fun to hang out.
And where can people find you?
Oh yeah,
So let's do it.
Instagram, Kuvetta_athletic, or just type in Kuvetta, Kuvetta.com.
3,000
and
followers.
it's Kuvetta,
Yes.
which will also be in the show notes.
So it'll be in the show notes.
To see it there.
Yeah.
And then you have a website.
Yeah, just Kuvetta.com. You can email me at Kuvetta@Kuvetta.com.
Kuvetta. Google Kuvetta.
Just Google.
You will find
Honestly,
Abby.
Google Kuvetta, it would show up as well.
What does Kuvetta mean?
A lot of people ask that. It's essentially a made-up word. I got like the root of the word like kuvet, which means strength in Turkish, and then I added the eta, and I made-up meaning is where grit meets grace. And I liked that Kuvetta is like, has a hard sound and then a soft sound. Like the Kuvette does hard and the edit soft. Yeah, it's like tough and feminine. So, yeah. So, that's Kuvetta.
Well, thank you. And I love what you're doing. So
I love what you guys are doing.
we get to do this.
We get to do
We
this.
get to do this.
Bye.
Wow, Kailee, we made it through another episode. What do you think?
We would love if you would go give us a follow, a 5-star review, and comment on the episode and what you liked and what you'd like to see more of.
See you next time.
We get to do this.